Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am here to talk about with the person that is causing me to redo Haunted Nights and um and why I'm redoing my Last Survivor series even though it's yet to be published. And the Last Survivors, there were gonna be a character named Wisp. That was before I was still in the process of getting everything together before producing that. I had to get trailers and everything, but Last Riders is kind of not that bad right now due to the fact of her not being on the team anymore. So I would tell one of her series that I was in. I was in her A or G kind of thing as a character named Lee, and luckily I never gave her that skin like ever. So I'm very happy about that. Because if I did, I would get really mad at her. I was in another one of her series is called Crow's Grand Pizzeria. I believe that was what it was called. I made her HD skin and another, actually two other ones of her skins. I made her Swan and her I think it was bird. It was one of her bird ones. And the channel is called. Here's the YouTube channel for it. It's called Crowe Stage Productions. Um, in that series, I was a cat character named something I've completely forgotten by now. Due fact of it being a long while since we have done that series. Um, she was also in another series that I do record. I do actually I am a part of the main lore group for that series called the Everbound SMP. She originally was, she had, I don't know if I've actually really spoken about this. I know I have on a TikTok account of mine, but I can read off her message that she had sent me. Just give me one moment to find it. It's gonna take me a solid hot minute to find it real quick. I have to go through certain things to get to her account, but I can also talk about some other things about it. Here, here's the message I had sent her of a day that we were supposed to record, but she was a no-show. She didn't tell us she couldn't make it. This was her second warning. We were trying to record episode 3 after posting episode 1 and 2 for it. She showed up to episode 1. She told us that she never told us anything about showing up to episode 2. And episode 3 she said she had a meeting, but she was actively being on Minecraft, and our recordings normally took like an hour if we actually weren't goofing around for the first almost 30 minutes before recording. But I had sent her telling her that she was needed for a makeup recording because we couldn't record that day because we had time issues with one of our members because she had things to do. And I asked if she was able to make it, and she didn't respond to me at all. She joined VC. She didn't say anything about that. She proceeded to leave VC, and then not long after, I sent her this message I'm about to read off. I said, "Look, we have a recording tomorrow. It's either you are there or you be made a background character. I only say this due fact of you missed the last recording and gave no reason, and you didn't say that you couldn't make it today. You'll be replaced. if you don't want to be on the team anymore with time being an issue. If you'd like to still be on the team, we can find an alternative. Most things in the script can't be rearranged like last time. I do need to know if you're willing to be on the team. This is your second strike. This is very important to the owner of the Around. He wants it to be successful. I'm not gonna give out his name, for I don't want him to get more dragged down into this. But we are really nice people. We don't want anyone to get brought up in unnecessary drama. But I do have to talk to about Pyra because of this. We knew her as Lil C, or everything. Her, I can get a screenshot of her YouTube in a little bit, and I can send you her main YouTube. But here's her response to this. She said, "You know what? Just fucking kick me off the main cast. And you know what? Don't have me as a background character because I don't think I'll be able to be available most days." She said that in the most rudest way possible about 2 hours later. Um, I had never really sent her a very serious message. This was the only time I sent her a very serious message. We had talked a couple times since then. Um, if she was in VC and another one of my friends was, I would join VC. But I did not like being alone with her in VCs and stuff. Um, I've also been a part of her series, a lot of her series. I was going to be a voice actor for a Roblox game that she was going to make that she hasn't made in a long while. She hasn't said anything about it. I was going to be the shopkeeper, I think. No, Dr. Crane, I think. And there was also another game that she was going to make for Roblox, which based off the Amazing Digital Circus, and I was going to voice Bubble. Um, so I also had asked her the day before we had to make that makeup recording, being like, "Hey, I need to know a good time that you're available to record tomorrow." And she said I'm available to record in PM my time tomorrow. In the PM's my time. She never gave me a specific time, so that day we recorded like normal times as always. Also, while I'm editing this video, I will go and get photos of my characters I had made and everything. So I'm also here to say I want her to take that shit down. I made those characters. I do not want to her to keep those up without my consent. I have sent her those characters. I do not want her to use those without my consent because I personally took time out of my day to make those characters. And with my series, Haunted Nights, she played Slyman. That was her own personal character, so soon expect that. But I will keep those videos up. I am not going to ever mention her in those videos. I'm not doing anything in those videos. I will open a casting call at some point to get more characters for that series, like background, not main characters. I will try to get the gay Molten and stuff. I don't know yet, or I can get someone in my cast who is already in my cast to play another character. But I'm also going to bring in another series that she was in that actually is wanting to redo everything, called Tara and Friends. My friend Atlas owns it alongside Pi, but Atlas has more control over that. Um, but 2 days ago they had spoken and they are going to do a restart of the series due fact of we want to get rid of everything we have of Lil C. So also my sister, she also did play an eel character. I can't tell names because I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't. But what happened between us, I very much do not like how things really ended. I also am going to not bring up this other creator she worked for, due fact of they already have some issues going alongside of them. But one of my friends, Atlas, as I've already pre-said that on Terra and Friends, had sent Lil a message saying, "We're done with you. We want content gone." My friend Sirius Star, who owns Alvin's Findings, wanted to drop them for a solid 5 months, but they thought because we were still hanging around with them that we didn't want to. I have wanted to really kind of since a month after I have met them, and Atlas kind of the same time frame, but sorry if my voice sounds so scratchy. I haven't really had anything to drink today. I haven't really talked today. I don't normally do that, so I'm so sorry about my voice. So hold on, I gotta get my voice back. So they took over Star's series, Alan's Findings, due fact of we run on Central Worlds, because we don't want. That was like the quickest thing we could do in the time frame. But she took over Star's role play due fact of she had the map, and it was really cool when I saw that. But another thing is she would fully go and take things like a joke way too seriously. I say like if, for example, she told me, well, at least I don't look ugly like you, I'll be like, no, you're uglier than me. Like, you tell her it's a joking manner. She'd be like, she would say, I'm just joking. And the non-cool part about that was, it kind of did piss me off. Because she could tell we were joking. But she refused to acknowledge that we were joking. She would take it too seriously, like we were actually insulting her. Another thing was she would be petty, very petty. And Windsurfer, I have mod perms, and there was a person, Star. I had been a word out of their vocabulary because they overused it and it took out a shit ton, and they had used it multiple times and I said that's not consequences. So I kept server using them and everything. So they switched to a different server, which was Alan's Finest, where I still had mod perms in, because I helped make the Discord server, and I would server Star there as well. But then they went to another server, and then Will went to one of her own servers, but don't server you or different anybody without permission. Be very petty for something that wasn't happening to her. And she would not let anyone have an opinion about anything. For example, she made the first Alvin's Findings world that she said she was going to use for her own personal series, but then so I was like, hey, I want to make this FNAF series, you want to help me? So they went and used that world instead. And then we had a revamp of the map because she forgot to save the world before we switched tags, before deleting the old mod pack and everything. What proceeded to happen was she built the map. The only thing we got to really help with was after the building that got made. Mind you, we used the same building because that building actually, well, that map, the new map had stuff that we wanted and we didn't want, so we got an entire building layout. So what we went and did was we just wiped all the floors. Another thing that did happen with it was that with Sergeant Play, well, with the no opinions thing, she made everything too big. She made the roofs have the floors have really high ceilings, which made no sense to me, but luckily that did help me out some for stages. But she wouldn't let anyone ever say on where anything goes. She had everything be like, oh yeah, here's this, there's that, blah blah blah. But she didn't think of, I wonder what everyone else will say if they think this is a good spot to put this. Like, she had so many things that didn't make sense in her series. Let me go back to her ARG-wise. She tried to make it to where someone who wanted to join couldn't have his own character. I was like, I mean, like, yeah, that makes sense, so people can, so you can be a little different sometimes. But I was still want to let him make his own. I still was thinking that she was going to let him make his own character, but she was like, oh, I'm going to find you a character you're going to use and everything. Another thing that really upset me with her was some stuff that she used to do towards, example, me. As you guys do know, I own Haunted Nights. She was like, can I have 2 characters? And I was like, yeah, for sure, you can do that. But she's like, okay, one of them's gonna have a pool, like an entire swimming pool. And I was like, okay. But she didn't tell me that until I was starting to put up the walls in the building, so I had to go and do a lot towards the building. But she would not do anything for any other RPs, and wouldn't have a valid excuse for not showing. She wouldn't say that she wasn't going to be able to show up. For examples of series, my friend Optics, he owns Everbound. I know I said I was going to name drop him earlier, but he works in my series. I don't think he would care. Mine, like, I know she showed up for 2 episodes that were published of Haunted Nights and one that wasn't published because the footage was absolute dog shit. She wouldn't really want to interact. She would stay in one area mainly, but she wouldn't interact. She wouldn't show up. She would sometimes show up to Atlas's. Atlas would normally say, hey, I need you guys for this. I need you that for that. She would tell us if we would need it. But then there's also the episodes. She said, you can join if you would want to. I gave Lil an opportunity to get her characters out there more. But Lil didn't ever show up for anything. And then there's other creators. They had literally, I've been told by Atlas, who's in their series, that they had to go in, make an attendance sheet because of, well, it's either there. So I'm guessing it's like, hey, you said you just show here, we're expecting you. If you don't show, you're gonna probably get in trouble. Yeah. I did want to say this on my YouTube on why Haunted Nights is being redone. Why I'm getting The Last Survivors redone. I also am thinking of making a casting call for The Last Survivors because I do have 3 characters that are unclaimed that I kind of want to get taken up. But I might not. There's a high chance I won't because there's a chance she we'll probably figure out and reapply using a different account, and we won't know until we hear her voice. One thing most of us really didn't like about her was her voice changers. She would use ones to make it sound like she's a man, but you could still tell that it was a very badly made voice changer that she had put together last minute, and it really sucked. Me and Optic had figured that out whenever um we wanted to do a test of us with our Last Survivors characters, because I wanted to know how we would be and everything. But yeah. Anyway, that is all I wanted to come on here and say and everything. But I hope you guys do have a great rest of your days, nights, afternoons, whenever you guys see this. Anyway, goodbye, guys. Also expect trailers for The Last Survivors to come out soon, like character trailers and everything. So, yay! I'm wearing my skin for my character Oliver. He's a sweet boy. Anyway, okay, bye for now, actually. Bye, guys.